Hello and once again welcome. And today we are going to uh, solve a couple of questions which were remaining from this biology section of our paper 0893. This is the science paper, paper 1. Okay, this is the checkpoint paper. Okay, for the 8th grade students of Igcse, right? And the paper is October 2023. Okay, so there are some couple of questions remaining, so that we are going to complete now today. So let us get started. Now this is question number 8. Okay, question number 8. So let me read out the question for you first, and let me tell you certain things before I start with this uh, solving of the questions from the checkpoint paper. Now I am solving the checkpoint papers, okay, the questions. I'm explaining you the answers, but I'm only sticking to the particular questions that are on the screen, okay. But then this is not the proper way of doing it. Now you should know actually the entire concept behind it, okay. Now for example, this is question number 8 that we are dealing with, and in this questions, whatever questions you are given, that I will explain you the answers. But then it's not that easy to understand the answers of this question unless and until you know the entire concept behind this topic. Now this is a question from the topic inheritance, okay, and genes, okay. So this is a topic in biology which you should master first, so then only you will be able to understand the uh, answers that I'm trying to explain you in this video, okay. Anyways, that concepts can be done separately, but now we are only concentrating on the answers of the questions from the checkpoint paper. So question number 8, a sub question says that uh, Shen investigates the inheritance of sex in humans. So this is a question pertaining to, as I told you, you should know where the question has arise from. Okay. So this is a question which has come from inheritance. Okay, now let me change the ink. Yeah. Okay. So inheritance. So sorry. Okay. This is from the chapter inheritance, and you can say inheritance, and what's the name of the chapter? I forgot. It is inheritance, and okay, it's on inheritance. Okay, there's an entire chapter in biology on inheritance and this thing. Okay, I'm not getting it right now. Anyway, so let us try to understand this particular question and the answer also. So Shen is investigating the inheritance of sex in humans. Now, what is the meaning of inheritance? Inheritance means from the parents, okay, whatever trends or whatever traits, are passed on to the offsprings, okay, offsprings. That is known as inheritance, okay, and that are governed by certain rules, okay, and there is an entire science behind it. So you should be able to understand those concepts very well, and then only you will understand this particular question. Anyway, as I told you, I'm going to stick to the question right now in the question paper. So it says that Shen is making certain investigation on the inheritance of sex in humans, and he uses, now these are the things that you should concentrate on. He uses uh, first statement is given, he uses green balls to represent uh, gametes with X chromosome. Okay, so green color balls, okay, are used to indicate that it is a X chromosome. Okay, X. And the yellow balls are used for the Y chromosome. Okay, so these are the two statements which is saying that green balls are representing the X chromosome and yellow balls are representing the Y chromosome. Now here you should know that and Y, X and Y are called sex chromosomes. Okay. So in human beings, you have these two types of sex chromosomes, X and Y. In male, you have one X and one Y, and in female, you have both the X chromosomes. Okay. So this is the thing that you should know. Okay. Then only you'll understand this question. Okay. And then of course you should know there are some 46 chromosomes in human beings, and these 46 chromosomes are in a pair of 23. Okay. And the 22 pairs are somatic chromosomes. There's something called somatic chromosomes, which are related to only growth and all that. And the 23rd one, okay, 23rd pair consists of XX chromosome if it is a female and XY chromosome if it is a male. Okay. So this way total there are in this 22 pairs there will be 22 times 2, so 44 chromosomes, and in a male it will be 2 X chromosomes. Sorry, in female it will be 2 X chromosomes. So 44 plus this 2 makes 46, and if it is male it will be this 44 plus X and Y 2 chromosomes, that will be 46. So total is 46, right? So all these concepts, you should know from the start, right? So he is investigating, making use of these green balls and the yellow balls to represent the X chromosomes and the Y chromosomes respectively. And the third statement says that he put some 25 green balls and 25 yellow balls into a bag A. So bag A, this bag A contains 25. So let me write here, bag A. This bag A contains, okay, 25. A bag contains 25 green balls and 25 yellow balls. Okay. Then the next statement says that there is one more bag, that is bag B. Okay. So in bag B, he has 50 green balls in that. Okay, so bag B has only green balls. Okay, only 50 green balls. Bag A has 50 green balls and 50 yellow balls. Right. Now, next what he does is he takes one ball out of each bag and records the colors. So from both the bags, one by one, he is picking up the balls and he is recording what is the color of the ball that he has picked up. Okay. So from both the balls, he takes one ball out of each. So from both the bags, he is taking one ball at a time and he keeps on recording the color of the ball that he has picked up. And he returns the balls to the bag. And he keeps after observing the color, he just takes a note of that and then he puts back the ball into the respective bags. Okay, so this is what he is performing the experiment sort of thing. Now the question here is explain why bag A represents male gamete. Now this bag A, as I told you, consists of 25 green and 25 yellow balls, and 25 green balls are representing nothing but 25 X chromosome. Okay, because green ball is representing X, yellow ball is representing the Y chromosome. And since this bag A contains 25 green and 25 yellow balls, this indicates that, or this is the reason, explain why the bag A represents male gamete. So this is representing male gamete. Now the reason that it is representing male gamete is So right here, in a male, you will find X and Y sex chromosomes. Okay, so this is the answer. So why that bag is representing a male gamete? It is representing a male gamete because it consists of both X and Y sex chromosome. Okay, X is represented by the green ball and Y is represented by the yellow ball. Now, next question B is Shen takes balls out of the bag 5 more times. So once he took the balls, now again 5 more times he repeated the same process. Okay, from both the bags, he took one ball and he recorded the color of the balls. Okay, so total there are 6 attempts in which he has picked up the ball from both the bags. And the table below is showing that how the recorded statement was. So from bag A, okay, he picks up first green ball, and from bag B, he again gets a green ball. Okay. Then in the second attempt, from bag A, he gets a yellow ball, and from bag B, he gets a green ball. In the third attempt, he gets a green ball from bag A and green ball from bag B also. That way, he records all these 6 observations, right? So that record is given to you in the table form. Now you have to answer the question over here. That is, okay, you have to first fill up this column, okay, the last column of this table. So the question says that look at the table of the results, okay, this table, and the table is not complete. Of course, the last column is to be completed. So complete the table to identify if the 2 balls gametes chosen represents a male or a female. So it's very easy. This green picked up from the bag A, okay, green is representing X chromosome, and this green which is picked up from the bag B, it is also a X chromosome. So this is basically 2 X chromosomes that are coming together. So when 2 X chromosome comes together, okay, it has to be a female. Okay. In the second case, it is yellow and green. So yellow is Y chromosome, green is X chromosome. So it's a XY chromosome. So it's a male. In the third one, from bag A he gets green, from bag B also he gets green. So both are X chromosomes. So it is again female. Next one, yellow and green, male. Next one, green and green, again female. And last one, green and green, again female. Okay. So in these 6 observations, he has found that 2 times there is a possibility of female, and 2 times or 3 times female, 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 4 times. Okay, 4 times out of 6. Okay, there's a possibility of a female, and 2 times there's a possibility of a male. Okay, so it's not 50-50%, right? Next question, question number 3 of this B, it says that the chance of a male and a female producing a male offspring is 50%. Now everybody knows that the chances of producing a male or a female is always 50-50. So Shen's result do not show the value of 50%. Okay, suggest why. Now Shen's observation, this table of this 6 observation, it is not showing 50-50%. As I told you, in 4 cases you get the chances of female, and in 2 it is male. Okay, so the female to male ratio is 4:2, or rather not ratio. Out of 6, 4 female are possible, and 2 male are possible. Okay, so it's not 50-50 chances. Now what is the reason for that? Suggest why. They have asked you what is the reason for that. So the best reason is the sample space or the sample size. The sample size is not large enough. Okay. Now in this, he has taken only 6 samples. Okay, so 6 samples is not a big sample size. Okay, you need to have still bigger sample size. Okay, so the sample size is not large. If it was large, then definitely the possibility of getting a female and a male would have come to 50-50. Okay, but because this is only 6, so if at all he goes for a more number of observations, okay, maybe 60 or maybe 100 or maybe 200, okay, then definitely as the number of observation increases or the sample size increases, then definitely the probability of getting a male and female will show that it is equal, that is 50% and 50%. So you can write a simple answer that the sample size is not large enough. Sample size right now is only 6. Okay, so this 6 is not a big number, the sample size. Okay, so that was your question number 8. And let us do one more question. And this is that question. It's question number 10. Okay. Now, okay, I think it is huge enough to see on the screen. So question number 10, let us handle this question. Question number 10. Okay. Now this says, now this question is from the topic habitats. Okay. So in biology, again, you have a topic called habitats, environmental habitats. Okay, or you can say ecosystem. In that chapter, in that topic, you will find this type of questions. So let us handle this question. So this is question number 10, right? Okay. Now there's a seabird. Okay, there's a seabird called albatross. Okay, albatross. So the albatross is a seabird. Okay, which has a very long wings. Now there's a picture given of this bird, albatross. You can see this bird has very large or long wings. Okay. Now obviously these large wings must be for some purpose to be served. Okay, and there must be some environmental conditions which for which this large wings must have been possible. Okay, so let us try to answer sub question A. What is sub question A? The albatross may have long wings due to the process of natural selection. Now there is a process called natural selection. In this natural selection, because of the environment, okay, the species, they have some special features, okay, and that is a natural way of helping the creatures or the species to handle the environmental challenges. Okay, that is known as natural selection. So the albatross may have long wings because of some process of natural selection. As I told you, these long wings must have been for some purpose to be served. Now you have to put a tick mark in all the boxes that show correct statement about the natural selection and the albatross. Okay, so this natural selection and this bird, that is seabird called albatross, okay, they must be fulfilling certain purpose. Okay, so that you have to put the tick mark on. So the first statement is the albatross with longer wings pass on the genes to their offspring. Now obviously all the animals, all the species, okay, they always have that property of passing out or passing the genes to the offspring. Okay, so this statement is obviously a correct statement and it is right. It comes in natural selection. So in natural selection, always the features, okay, which are of very importance, okay, like in this case the size of the wing, the very long wings, okay, this is always passed on to the offsprings by the genes. Okay, so this is something where I will put a tick mark. Then second statement is there is no variation in the length of the albatross wings. Now this is not correct because the long wings doesn't mean that there won't be variation in the size of the wings. Okay, long wing means there will be some albatross whose wings will be not that long, but it will serve the purpose. Okay, so this is something which is not coming under natural selection, so I don't want to put a tick mark on this. Then the third statement is the albatross do not compete for food. Now that is also not possible, because whether it's albatross or any other species, food is needed by everybody. Whether it is a plant or animal, food is needed. So you cannot say that albatross do not compete for food. It has to compete for food. Okay, so this is also something which I don't want to put a tick mark. Next statement is the length of the wings decreased over many generations. Now, the length of the wings decreased over many generations. Now, this is not possible, because why it should happen? Why the length of the wings should decrease? Okay, so the purpose will not be served. Okay, so I don't want to put a tick mark over here also, because this is also not something matching with the natural selection. Okay. And the last one is the albatross with longer wings are more likely to survive. Yes. Now, with longer wings, the albatross bird will be having more chances of survival, because there is certain purpose behind it. Okay. So, more longer the wings, okay, of the albatross, more efficiently it can handle those situations, okay, the environmental situation, and it will survive. So, I would like to put a tick mark over here. There are two tick marks that I have put. Okay. Next question is B, and it says that in the B part of the question, scientist counts the number of albatross that nest on an island every year. Okay. So every year, from 1980, I suppose, yeah, it's over here, 1980, from 1980 to 2020, right? So from 1980 to 2020, every year, there was one scientist who was counting the number of albatross birds nesting on some island. Okay, every year he was keeping a watch on that, and he made a graph of this sort, which is given over here. Okay, now on the y-axis you can see that he has plotted the number of albatross, okay, every year, and on the x-axis he has given the years in 1980. Then it's a continuous graph, so from 1980 to 1990, then 2000, 2010, 2020. So throughout these years, he has been every year counting the number of nests that the albatross is making in that island. And you can see from the graph, the pattern of the graph from left to right, it is decreasing curve. Okay, it is a decreasing curve, right? So let us try to complete the sentence. So let us complete the sentence over here. Between the years 1980 and 2020, that is throughout this x-axis, okay, right from the origin to this point, okay. Throughout these years from 1980 to 2020, the number of albatross is complete the following. So you have to fill up the blank over here. So I would say the number of albatross, by looking at the graph, it is decreasing. So I'll write decreases. Right? So between the years 1980 to 2020, the number of albatross decreases. One reason for this could be, now what could be the reason of the decreasing number? Definitely it will be some environmental challenge. Okay, so the reason for this could be some environmental challenge. Okay, some challenge, environmental challenge, which the bird must be having to face, and because of this, the number of birds is decreasing year by year. Now the trend in the graph continues. Okay, the albatross species could become, now from the trend you can see that the trend is reducing. Okay, by the year 2020, the number of albatross has come down to this, okay, around 800. Yeah, Can you see this? 800. Okay. So in 1980, the number was around 1600. Okay. So from 1600, it has come to half. So in another few years, it will still come down. And therefore, I would like to write a word over here as extinct. Okay. So after a few years or maybe more years, okay, a day will come when there won't be any albatross to be seen on the planet Earth, and that is something called that the species is extinct. Okay, so it will no more exist. So these are the questions answers, okay, from this paper, that is October 2023, and these were all the biology questions. Okay, so with this, this couple of questions today that we did, October 2023 paper, all the biology questions, we have already dealt with. Now in the next video, I'll be coming up with the physics questions, okay, both paper 1 and paper 2, and we'll proceed in this way. So side by side, but once again, let me tell you, this, I'm giving you the answers to the questions directly. Okay, you should actually first understand the entire concept, the entire chapter. You should have a proper knowledge of this chapter. Then you can come to this answering of the questions. Okay, so otherwise it will be like, just by hearting. Okay, and I don't want you to do that. But then this is just a paper solution that I'm trying to do. You can always use it later on. Okay, so that's all for today. See you.